Hey guys, this is Joseph from Jouleconcepts. How is everything going with you guys? All right, so just a quick one. I want to announce to you guys that I'm going to be adding two softwares to my channel, and I'm going to be adding Revit for architectural designs, basically for modeling, and also Marvelous Designer for fabric simulation. And about the Marvelous Designer, I'm going to be shortening things. I'll be doing the basic things because I'm still learning it. And I have a friend who's going to be doing a more advanced and complicated designs with Marvelous Designer. So I'm going to be shuffling. And as it is, she's still shy to talk. So in her own videos, I'm going to be doing time lapse until she has gotten confidence enough to she has gotten enough confidence rather to start talking in my videos. So I just wanted to give you guys heads up about the new softwares that I'm going to be adding into my channel. So, but for today, I just quickly want to um, do Revit, and I was checking up some things online on Pinterest actually, and I saw this floating stairs. So I felt maybe I should do this. I felt if it was possible for me to do this. So I'm going to try and get this out in Revit. This is not a big deal in Cinema 4D, very fine. It's still the same process, but it's a lot harder in Revit. So I just want to show those guys who are into Revit and for them to know how to do this. You don't have to export your files or take your file out of Revit before you can model such things. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe because I do tutorials like this every time. And please also, if you like my videos, do share and like the video because it helps me in YouTube algorithm. So let's get into the tutorial. So I'm going to open Revit. I've already gotten my Revit environment. By the way, this is a tutorial for not for beginners, so I don't want to waste time talking about the fundamentals of this. So I'm just going to get to the tutorial. But in the later in future, I think I'm going to do a tutorial of how to walk around in Revit, basic things in Revit. So here I have my two floor plans. So let me just make this. See, I don't need too many stairs. So I have this. So this is more like the ground floor, and so I'm going to create a stair. So I'm going to go to my level one, create stair that will move from first floor to second floor. To just do a basic floor since it's a straight stair. So I'm going up. So I know this is the stairs that I'm looking for. And the reason why I'm creating this stair is just to give me a guide as to the height of this stairs, so I can make use of that in doing my model. So let me create the floors to do some form of demarcation. So okay, so I'm done with these stairs like this. Then I think I could get rid of this so that I don't have that disturbing me. All right, so I'm going to create a floor. Sorry, that's creating wall. So I'm going to align this wall to this, then create a floor. So this is my ground floor. So I'm going to create a rectangular floor here. Then I'll go to my level 2, or I could even create that here and just move to level 2. So create another floor here. I don't have to move there. I can do everything here. Create another floor somewhere here. So this floor I'm going to start from, I'm going to make it level 2. So as soon as I do this, I won't see the floor here because it has moved to level 2. So if I go to my 3D view, this is what you are going to get. So I want to move from here to this place. So how can I make do of creating my own model? So what I'm doing is just setting up the whole thing. Okay. So for me to do that, I will do that I'm going to make use of model in place component. So once I click on this model in place, it tells me what do I want. So I could just make it generic model and okay. So let's call this floating stair. So it brings me into this model view, so where I can start making everything I want. So what I want to do is to create the first um, model. And if you see this, I have this view, so you can already see the height of this. So I don't really need anything else. So I just want to start my model from this place. So if I check this guy out, so if I go to this view, so to say, okay, so let me get into this view, paste elevation. So I can use my dimension to check this. So this 50. So that's to let me know the thickness. So that will help me to create my own floor. So what I'm going to do is to go back to 3D view. I am going to set, sorry, so I am going to make this my reference plane. So what I'm going to do now is to first off set my reference plane, make it plane and pick this face here. So as soon as I pick this face, that is done, then I can start creating whatever I want to create. So what I'm going to be making is basically is extrusion. So if I show this, you see it shows on that surface. So if I go to extrusion, then I can create my extrusion object. So I will come to this view, front view, so that I can see what I'm creating. So if I zoom into this place, so my extrusion is going to be on this surface here. So I could first off pick these lines to have that, then pick this edge, or I could just use a line to join this from here to here up to this. So maybe I'll make this get up to this place. So don't forget that the spacing is what, 50. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an offset. Put a spacing of 50, then pick this towards the side. I have that. Then depending on how wide you want your stairs to go, then you can make this wide. But if I want to go with this width, or maybe let it even be wider a little bit, so I will just bring this up to this place and do similar things here. Then if you look at the image, we don't really see, so sorry about that. So you can see this is the floating stairs. So we don't see this back. So I could just think or just have my own design of how I want it to go. You notice this is straight up. If I want this to also be straight up, fine. But if I don't want, I can have my design. So let's just keep things uniform here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this line. So CO to copy. Then I'm going to move from here to here. So I have that. Then I can use an offset to offset of 50. So we have that there. So we can now start cleaning up this. So I have to trim off this one because if I'm to finish up now, I'm going to have error message. So what I am going to do is to use my trim command, TR. So just pick the 2 points that I want. Then I will need to close this thing up here. So use my line to close this and also this. Then if you also look at the reference image, if you look at the reference image, you have this curvature to it. So we could also do that, making use of this fillet edge. So from here to here, move up to this value. So let's say we want to have 100. So I'll click, then just come to radius, set the value. So if you look at this design, this fillet here is kind of not, it doesn't really look consistent. This looks too wide. So here, what I do is just a try and error thing, sort of. So if I skip that, I could select this and give it a value. So let's say 120. I'm just eyeballing this. Let's try 150. I think 150 will do, and still gives us, since this is 100, this is 150, so the distance in between is 50. So the same thing here. So let's make this 150. So this is fine. So once I'm done with this, all I need to do is just accept that. Then that will be created. So if I come here, notice what we have. This is what we have, but now this is not on this stair, so it's meant to be here. So what I'm going to select this. So as soon as I select this, I should look for a way to move this. So if I pick this here, I could move the extrusion. So I'll bring this extrusion back to 0 here, the end. Sorry. So make this one maybe minus 250, and make this 0. So we should have stuff like that. Okay. So sync. So if I go to the east, this should help me again. So if I change this to wireframe, so I can have a feel of the thickness. So I think 250 is fine. So from here to here. So from here, what I'm going to do is just start copying this guy up. That's just what I'm going to do. I'll start copying this file. Okay. So okay, let's try and do something else and make this look more, how do I put it, a lot finer than what we have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this extrusion. I'm selecting this, edit the extrusion, then go to this view. So maybe I'm going to select this and move, sorry, select this. So maybe use my move command and move from here to this place. Okay, so possibly just delete that and pick this, move it at this angle. So instead of me having it straight, I want it to come this way. All right. So, and also maybe we'll move this back and do the same thing here. So just want to trace that line there. Then use my line to finish up this. Then don't forget the value 50 offset. So offset this here. So I'll trim this from here to here. No, from here to this. Then also we will also do a fillet. So if we fillet this, remember the fillet radius is 100 for this. I have that. So for us to keep the 150 distance, so we change this fillet to 150 and do for this and that. Sorry, I did 510, so 150. So we have that. So I need to close up that so you remember. Click here. So as soon as I do this, I'm going to have this design. So if you check, this is what we get to have. All right. Okay. So now that we are done with this, the next thing I'm going to do is just copy this guy up. So I'm going to copy like 2 and do a time lapse of how, because I won't be doing that. Yeah, so let me just show you how to do this and copy this up, and then we'll have every other thing. So if I go to this east view, I can select this, then copy this. I'm going to use copy command. So copy from here, don't forget, from this edge, or we could just, yeah, from this edge to this edge, or we could even say copy from this edge to this edge. So what will happen is that it's going to copy this guy up, and the reason why it's not bringing it over to this place is because this is where the work plane is. So we need to shift our work plane to this surface. So if I take this back to our wireframe, we need to make this our new work plane. So if I select this new guy here, there is room for me to edit my work plane. So I click on edit work plane, I'll pick the work plane and choose this face, then remove start. So if I go back to this now, you see what we have. Okay, then I can now start manually changing this, because this I need to bring this back. So what I'm going to do again is to edit the extrusion, zoom into this place and bring this down. So I'll just use my move command to bring it down from there to this place. That solves that. So I'll just unjoin elements, do the same thing here. So MV and finish up. Okay, so it's saying there is a problem. Okay, so this is the problem here. Okay, so what we are going to do is to move this guy up here. So we can then come in, delete this and delete this, trim this guy to this and trim this to this. So this is where the error was. So then we all just have to go back and start doing that one by one and one by one. So once I do this, I'll do another one, then do a time lapse. So I'll just pause the video and come back. So if I go to my this and make this 100, and select this and do another one for 150, select this guy and this, that should give us this. So this is, I think there is a problem here. So make this 200, sorry, okay, so 100 will do for this. So once I'm fine with this, I'll just accept, and if you check this, we already have that. So I'm going to do for the next one. So for the next one, it's still the same process. Select this one, go to the east view. Once you have it selected, copy it from here to here, so it moves it up. Then the next thing is to change the work plane. So again, switch to wireframe. While it's selected, I want this to be the work plane. So edit work plane, pick this as your work plane, and that shifts there. And also the next thing we're going to do is also to modify, because don't forget it's going to shift. This is going to shift up. So modify again. So what we'll do is select this view, edit extrusion. So we have this. So select this and MV for move from here to here. And be sure that nothing is affected there. I think I accidentally moved this the other time, so that's why. So for this also, select this, move again MV from here to here, and you shouldn't have any error message. Okay, so let me do one more. All right, guys, so I'm done here. So this is more like the stair that I've created. So I think right now I don't really need this anymore. So I just need to get rid of that. So first off, I'll just go out of this mode so that I can select these stairs and delete. So now I'm back with it. So this is my own stairs. So if you look at this image, there is another layer at this edge here that curves out and now goes up to that another layer at the top. So let's try and quickly create this layer and finish up. So what I will do is select the stairs again, go back to edit in place. So I'm going to make this my new work plane. You know, when I started, I made that, so now I don't have stairs. So this is going to be my new work plane. So I'm going to select set, pick face. I'm picking this as my new face. And so whatever I do now will be on that surface. So if I go to this view, I could create another one. So depending where I want my handle to be. So let's assume I want the handle to be somewhere here. So I'm going to do an extrusion, pick this line, and also offset it. So we had an offset of 50. So let's say we want to offset this by 30. And let the offset come up towards direction. And we have to close up this. So close up this edge. Then for this, we need to have that curvature. So I said I want the handle to start from somewhere here. Okay, so when your leg is here, your hand should be somewhere here. All right. So I'm going to create a line from here. Let me just pick this line and do another offset of 30 upwards. So we have that. So I'm going to trim this to this line and trim this to this. Oh, sorry. You pick the two places you want to this line. Keep missing this. Trim. Pick this and this line. Pick this and this line. Then we will do another fillet. So let's say we want to go with the fillet of, let's see, that's too much. So let's try 50. Okay, so 50. Let's do another fillet of 50 here. Okay, 50. Can be 100. So let's look for a value. So this is 50 and oh, so the thickness is 30, right? Let me check. The DI from here to here. Okay, it's 30. So if this is 50, then for me to have that 30, this should be 80. 70 there. I'm not sure. I think. All right. I think it's 80. Yes. 80 minus 50 is 30. So we have that. Then the handle should not be more than here. So do this here. Then we'll trim off this excess. So we are fine with that. So if I finish up, this is what we get. Okay, so this should not be on this surface actually. It should be somewhere here. Okay, yeah, it's actually going to be there. So I'm going to switch to remember the values there. So this is going to be minus 250 and this becomes 0. So we have that. Okay, so we are going to do another one here on this. I think it should end here. So what I think we're going to do is to copy this guy up to this place. So if I go to this view, okay, so I said here, so let's even do this first. If I go to this view, I want to copy this and move it up here. All right, so I'm going to use my copy command, move from here to here. So we have that. Okay, so we have this. So now we need to now shift our work plane from here to this place. So if I go over to this place, so this is where we are copying it. So we need to move the work plane from there to here. So if I go to my extreme mode, we can see where we can shift our work plane to. So if I go to edit work plane, pick work plane, I want to pick this. So it has shifted to that. So if we go to 3D view, if I orbit now, you should see that this is here. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to now edit this guy in place. So again, edit extrusion. First off, we need to move this extrusion back. So select this, MV for move. So move from here to here. So that's the first one. The second thing is to move this also up. So select this, MV for move. So let's move from here to maybe here. Let's just say there. So it floats a little bit. And I don't want it to be a problem here. So I think I will move it to be on this surface here. So edit extrusion and pick this, move it from there here. So we are sure that we won't have any issue with accidentally hitting your leg on anything here. So once we are done with this, the next thing, if you look, is that you have this that goes all the way. All right, sorry, you have this. So let's quickly, this is just a sweep option here. So how do we do that? We need to change our work plane to any of this face. So I think the face we are going to pick is this face here. Okay, so because we don't want this to push out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a reference plane here. So if I go to this top view, okay, if I go to this top view, let me select this here. So this is it here. So I'm going to create a reference plane somewhere here. So I can already see what I'm looking for here. So if I go to this create reference plane, so I'm going to create it somewhere here. So maybe we'll just call this handle. So that's going to be the face that we're going to create that handle on. So if I go to this, so for me to now pick that reference plane, so if I'm to set now, so unlike picking a plane, I can just, I don't have that handle reference plane in my 3D. So, but I've already named it, so I'll just pick handle. And that's, if I show now, you notice where it is. It's just cutting through this object at this point. So whatever I create now will be on that surface. Okay, so we have that. So also move to this view and also change to wireframe. So we want to join this guy to this. So we'll go to sweep. So we'll come over to sweep. Then we'll pick my part. So I'm going to sketch my part. So the part goes from here, just the midpoint of this. Maybe up to this place. Let's just move this up all the way and do another line from this midpoint crossing through that. So we have this. Okay, so we might need to check this for correction. So if we have 45, 180 minus 45 is going to give us my calculation, I really have bad. 180 minus 45, so it's 135. So what I can do is to pick this line, change this to 135. No, this is not good. So let's try 140. I think 140. Am I the only one seeing this? I think 140 looks fine than 145. I'm looking at the spacing in between. You get the idea. So let's just use this and be done with that. So I don't have time for calculation here. I really hate calculation. So I'm going to trim this off to this place to join that. I'm thinking it should be that 145. So let's go with that 145 and trim off because I'm looking at the distance from here and that is too much. Okay, so this looks right for me. Then what we need to do is just move up. But before I do that, I'll just do a little bit of fillet here. So this is 75 so that we don't have a sharp edge. So we will do another one, 75. Keep missing digits, 75. All right, so we are done with that. So once we're done with this, the next thing we want to do is to do the profile. So we finish up the part, go to profile, we want to do this profile. So we can't create this profile in this view, so we have to change to this view. So this should allow us to create that profile. So we are creating a profile such that it just gets to this surface here. Okay. So I am going to create a line from here. So let's say we want this to be okay, I think this is 30, right? So let's make this 15. I'm going to change my work plane. 30, 30, 30, and then 15. So we need it to be somewhere here, just right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this my work plane. All right. So the work plane was just created and not dimension wasn't put into consideration, but I'm going to do that in a bit. So let me just quickly fillet this edge so that I have this curve here. So let's try 8. So we can come here 8 and finish up this. So once we're done with that, finish up and go back to. So this is the profile that I have. So if we finish up this sketch, we're going to have this handle. But then it's not on this surface. We need to move this here on this surface. So what we'll do is go back to our top view, change this work plane. So the work plane, I need to measure it with this surface. So I'm clicking on this weakness point here and change it to 30, I think 15 rather, so that it's just about on that surface. So if you have 15, 15, everything is solved. So if you check this, this is fine now. So I think that is pretty much it for this tutorial. So if you feel this was helpful, if I go and check this to shaded view, see what I have. Then if I want to finish up, I can now start giving this a texture. So if I come here, pick everything, control and pick all these guys, because right now we don't have a texture, so we need to create a parameter for it, texture parameter for it, for use in the project. So I'll just select everything here, including this. And also this. So once I have everything selected, I'm going to come over to material, create a material, a new parameter for material. So this is just going to be material. And I want it to be finished. So have the parameter set. So once I'm done with that, that is what we're going to have. So we can allow us add the material to it. Okay. So this is how to create that. So if you feel this was helpful, please do give me a like and thumbs up because it helps me. And if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe because I do tutorial like this and I'm adding this to my stream of tutorials lately. So do have a wonderful day and God bless you. Bye.